Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Donahue, and I'm the director of the Yale Institute for Biospheric Studies, or YIBS. And I'd like to tell you about the Gaylord Donnelley Environmental Postdoctoral Fellowships. These were named in honor of conservationist Gaylord Donnelley, Yale Class of 1931. The program was made possible by a gift from Gaylord's wife, Dorothy, and their son, Strachan Donnelley. Nominations for these prestigious fellowships are solicited from Yale faculty in October, and the faculty who make the nominations agree to provide some office and lab space and a little research support. The nominees are then asked to submit an application that includes a research proposal, and these are vetted by a team of Yale faculty who try their best to distribute these among different departments and mentors and disciplines. Every year, we're able to make 3 to 4 of these postdoc appointments, and as they're 2-year postdoc appointments, at any given time, there's something like 8 Donnelley postdocs in residence at Yale. Right now, we're really excited to welcome 4 new Donnelley postdocs to the program, and you'll hear from them one at a time.
Hi, everyone. My name is Thomas Boag. I go by Tom. I'm going to be starting my first postdoc at Yale this fall in the Department of Earth and Planetary Sciences. My supervisor is going to be Lydia Tarhan. I'm currently coming from Stanford University. I've just finished my Ph.D. there. This is going to be my first postdoctoral position. And when I end at Yale, I'm going to be focused on 2 major projects. The first one is going to be understanding the physiology of marine invertebrates that bioturbate the seafloor sediments. Using an understanding of their physiology, we're going to look at how climate, particularly temperature and oxygen, are going to affect their ability to move and bioturbate the sediment in the seafloor, how that's going to control biogeochemical cycling, and what the impact of climate change might be on that process. The second project I'm going to be looking at is a continuation of studying early animal evolution, particularly in the Ediacaran period. I also apply organismal physiology to understand how climate change in the geological record impacts their evolution and diversity. And I'm really, really excited to come to Yale to start research and to start lots of research relationships with everyone there. And I'll see you then. Thank you.
My name is Advait Jukar, and I'm a Donnelley Fellow in the Department of Anthropology at Yale. My primary mentor is Dr. Jessica Thompson. I come to Yale from the Smithsonian Institution, where I was a deep-time Peter Buck Fellow in the Department of Paleobiology at the National Museum of Natural History. At Yale, I'm going to be investigating faunal dynamics in South Asia over the last 50,000 years. More specifically, I'm going to be investigating the pattern and process of the megafaunal extinction, trying to understand the environmental and anthropogenic context of this extinction. Basically, what I want to do is try and figure out if climate change or human activity had anything to do with the demise of the mega beasts. I'm very excited to start my work here at Yale and be part of the Yale community.
My name is James Lichtenstein. I'm one of this year's incoming Donnelley Fellows. I'm about to start work in the lab of Oswald Schmitz in the School of Environment. I just got my PhD from the University of California at Santa Barbara. This will be my first postdoc. Here I'm going to look at how individual insects differ in the decisions they make in their lives, and then how these decisions add up to change the structure of their ecosystems, and then how this changed structure goes back and affects the evolution of this decision making. I think these cycles between ecology and evolution could predict and perhaps even be able to change the structure of wild and man-made ecosystems. I'm looking forward to starting this research, meeting everybody, and having a new adventure here at Yale.
Hi, my name is Natasha. I will be a Donnelley Fellow, part of the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology, and also the Department of Genetics. And my primary mentor at Yale will be Professor Casey Dunn. I am originally from Brazil, and I will be finishing my PhD at the University of California, Santa Barbara in November. So this will be my very first postdoc position. I am interested in understanding what shapes organismal diversity using phylogenetics and molecular tools. Over the next 2 years, I hope to contribute to our knowledge of how animals can change their life cycles over time, including understanding constraints to those changes and the mechanistic basis of it. Besides that, I hope to help keeping a vibrant scientific environment at YIBS, and I'm looking forward to getting started.
Hi, everyone. It's Michael Donahue again, this time to tell you about a brand new program at YIBS that we're calling the G. Evelyn Hutchinson Postdoctoral Program. Whereas our Donnelley postdocs are nominated and hosted by individual Yale faculty, in the case of the Hutchinson program, the idea was to advertise widely for postdocs doing research around two broad themes, one on environment and evolution and another around greenhouse gases and climate. You'll hear more about those two themes in a minute. Here, the idea was to bring together two cohorts of 5 postdocs each to develop common research and synthesis activities. The plan was also to co-locate these people in newly assigned space in the Osborne Memorial Laboratories to try to build a culture of collaboration that would spawn really exciting research. From many excellent applications, we assembled these two cohorts, choosing people who we thought would work well together, but who would work also across multiple departments and mentors at Yale. So now these postdocs are assembling and beginning to work together, virtually at first, but gradually will shift to in-person meetings. We're really thrilled about this new program and look forward to many exciting discoveries.
Theme 1 of the Hutchinson Environmental Sciences program aims to improve our understanding of the impact of environmental change by focusing on species interactions. An obvious question is, why put species interactions at the core of our aims? Consider that ecosystems are made up of individuals of many different species existed in a highly connected network. And while no two ecosystems are exactly alike, they all share a common backbone, which is constructed by the interactions connecting species. These interactions can be social, allowing the sharing of information, classical ecological interactions like competition, predation, or mutualism, or interactions that occur between species in the non-living world. By focusing on the study of these interactions, this program hopes to generate knowledge that will extend beyond the scales at which we're able to study the nature of interactions and to better understand and predict the fates of highly interconnected ecosystems. Within our broader idea, we are interested in exploring how the interplay between ecology and evolution shapes species interactions, and how the genomic basis of the traits which govern them can enhance or limit the ways that species will respond, and how quickly they will do so. We can also learn a great deal about the current pressure on ecosystems by studying the rich history of natural experiments contained in the Earth's fossil record. The Hutchinson program is about bringing together a broad group of scholars to find ways that they naturally connect within this theme to push our science forward.
To address the broad themes of environmental change and species interactions, we have pulled together 5 postdocs with research interests and expertise that span ecology, evolution, and the environmental sciences, that span contemporary and paleo timescales, and that span theoretical and empirical approaches. Our goal was to create a team that would tackle some of the most complex questions in the 21st century through their individual and collective research. Each of the postdocs has a faculty mentor, but they also have access to the intellectual resources of faculty and research labs from across the university. In the first few weeks, the Hutchinson postdocs have already started to self-organize around exciting questions, reach out to faculty and other members of the Yale community for conversations about their research. And they have invited visitors to campus virtually for seminars. In the next year, I expect they will expand their impact on campus to include working groups, special seminars, and interactions with our graduate and undergraduate students.
Hi, my name is Joey Bernhardt, and I am a Hutchinson Postdoctoral Fellow in the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology, working with David Vassar. And I study how ecological systems respond to and adapt to changing environments. Broadly, I'm interested in understanding what drives the abundance, distribution, and diversity of life on Earth. And in spite of the fact that ecologists have been asking this question now since our field began, we still lack a coherent and mechanistic understanding of what drives these patterns. And so over the next couple of years at YIBS, I plan to take my research in a new direction, which is to ask, how do species perceive changes in their environment, and how can they predict future environmental conditions? And how does this affect how ecological communities respond to changing environments? And I'm really looking forward to meeting everyone and to get started on all this.
My name is Nate Edelman, and I'm connected with the Yale School of the Environment, and my primary mentor is David Skelly. I just finished up my Ph.D. at Harvard, where I worked with Jim Mallett on Heliconius butterflies. And particularly during my Ph.D., I thought a lot about interspecific relationships and connections and how genes flow from one population to another. And that's also what I'll be doing at Yale. But this time, instead of between species, it'll be between different populations of one species, the wood frog, and thinking about how connections and population structure and gene flow between wood frog populations will enable them to adapt to changing climate conditions. So I'm really looking forward to working with everyone at YIBS and working on this research.
Hi, my name is Sarah Friedman, and I'm in the Ecology and Evolutionary Biology department at Yale in Martha Munoz's lab. I'm coming from California. I just graduated from UC Davis with my PhD in ecology, and this is my first postdoctoral position. My research mainly looks at the ecological mechanisms that drive evolution and diversification in fishes. So my work integrates these complex phylogenetic methods and biomechanics with large-scale data sets across thousands of species to look at those factors that are contributing to biodiversity. So recent work by others has shown that some of the fastest speciation rates in fishes are found in very high latitude, temperate, and polar communities. And these are the regions that are poised to be most rapidly and catastrophically affected by global warming. So my research while I'm at Yale is going to be looking at what's driving these rapid speciation rates, this high biodiversity in these communities before they are gone and we can no longer study them. So I'm looking forward to working with YIBS and interacting with the broader Yale community at large over the next 2 years as a Hutchinson Fellow. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Sibert, and I'm a Hutchinson Postdoctoral Fellow in the Earth and Planetary Sciences Department at Yale, working with Shelley Hull. Before joining the Hutchinson Fellows, I was a junior fellow in the Harvard Society of Fellows, and I earned my PhD in oceanography in 2016 from the Scripps Institution of Oceanography. I'm most excited about studying how marine ecosystems respond to global change, and during my time at Yale, I'm going to be using the microfossil record of fish and sharks to better reconstruct how these really important parts of marine ecosystems have responded to mass extinctions and global climate change in Earth's history. I'm also really excited about working with the other Hutchinson Fellows to develop ways to take ecological techniques and study the fossil record and the evolutionary processes that shape our planet. I'm really looking forward to joining the YIBS community.
So hello, my name is Jason. I'm originally from Belgium, where I did my PhD on the ecology of tree communities in Central Africa, followed by postdocs at UC Berkeley in French Guiana, and then at Florida International University in Miami. So I'm a plant community ecologist, but I'm interested in any type of ecosystems, temperate or tropical. And during this new postdoc, as part of the Hutchinson Fellowship Program, I'll be joining Professor Liza Comita's lab to investigate an exciting and an important subject, which is the response of trees in terms of the fitness to the intensification of El Niño events and climate change in the Western Amazon region, in Yasuni, Ecuador in particular. And I hope that this project at YIBS will help me to provide a significant contribution to better understand and predict the vulnerability of tropical forest tree communities due to global changes. Voilà, thanks for listening, and I'm really looking forward to work on this project, which I will start in January 2021.
Hello, everyone. I'm Pete Raymond. I'm a professor of ecosystem ecology at the Yale School of the Environment. I've been studying greenhouse gas exchange between aquatic systems and the atmosphere for over 20 years. I also teach a course here on the physical science of climate change. Just as a reminder, there are 3 main greenhouse gases: carbon dioxide, methane, and N2O. More recently, I've been involved in a grassroots effort by a group of scientists under the auspices of the Global Carbon Project to summarize what we know about these gases and how they're added to and removed from the atmosphere. It is clear that although we've learned a lot, there are big gaps in our knowledge base, and these gaps are particularly large for methane and N2O. This is despite the fact that methane and N2O have a higher global warming potential than CO2, and therefore represent interesting candidates for warming management. This motivated a few of us to propose the G. Evelyn Hutchinson postdoc cohort around understanding the production and management of N2O and methane. Individually, these postdocs will be working on projects around improving this knowledge base. As a group, we will come together and bring other scientists from around Yale and the world to discuss these major uncertainties and to collectively learn and look for ways that folks from different backgrounds can think outside the box. We're also partnering with Steve Hamburg, the lead scientist from the Environmental Defense Fund, in order to build the EDF-Yale partnership and expose the postdocs to one of the world's leading environmental organizations working around greenhouse gases. We've brought together a really strong team. This team has hit the ground running, and I hope you enjoy their short presentations.
Hi, my name is Lewis Alcott, based in the Department of Earth and Planetary Sciences under the mentorship of Noah Planaski. I'm from the United Kingdom and completed my PhD at Leeds, also in the UK, this year, and this is my first postdoc position. My research interests concern the interplay between the biosphere and the Earth system on various timescales, looking at the past and present in order to inform us of the future. Over the next 2 years, as part of my Hutchinson Fellowship in the Yale Institute for Biospheric Studies, I will hope to better understand the importance of spatial resolution in constraining the flux of greenhouse gases, in particular methane, to the atmosphere, and its impact on climate change, and I can't wait to get started.
Hi, my name is Judith Rosentreter. I'm one of the 5 new Hutchinson postdocs and theme 2 greenhouse gases and climate change, and will be working in the School of Forestry and Environmental Studies under the supervision of Professor Pete Raymond. I'm originally from Germany. I studied biology in Austria and completed my PhD at Southern Cross University in Australia in 2018. Since my PhD completion, I've had 2 postdoc experiences, one in Denmark and then a second postdoc here in Australia at the same university where I finished my PhD. My research focuses on coastal ocean carbon cycling and in particular on greenhouse gas emissions of carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide from coastal environments such as estuaries and coastal blue carbon wetlands. Over the next 2 years at YIBS, I plan to work on a local, regional, and a global study. For the local study, I plan to measure methane emissions and different methane gas transport pathways from natural and impacted salt marsh habitats that are abundant along the Long Island Sound. The regional and global study is part of a global initiative called RECAP and under the umbrella of the Global Carbon Project. For this initiative, I'm currently and will continue to work and coordinate the Group 2 estuaries and shallow coastal wetlands, which looks at CO2, methane, nitrous oxide emissions and barrier rates in 18 defined land regions and as global totals. I look forward to meeting you all in person in November. Bye.
So hi, my name is Taylor Maavara. I'm a Hutchinson Postdoctoral Fellow in the School of the Environment, working with Peter Raymond. I'm originally from Canada. I did my PhD at the University of Waterloo and have since worked at Berkeley National Laboratory in California for a couple of years for my first postdoc. At Yale, I'm working on large-scale modeling of carbon cycling in inland waters, so lakes, rivers, reservoirs, and estuaries. And in the next couple of years, I'm planning to develop a global model of methane emissions from inland waters to help identify the role that aquatic systems play as sources of greenhouse gases to the atmosphere and how the size and locations of these sources are changing over time. Yes, I'm looking forward to getting started on this work.
Hi, my name is Xin Sun. I will join the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology in December this year. My primary advisor will be Professor Alvaro Sanchez, and I will be in the Hutchinson program. I originally come from the east coast of China, and I just finished my PhD from the Department of Geosciences, Princeton University. I will have some postdoc experience before going to Yale, which is staying here in the same lab at Princeton for 2 more months. I am an environmental microbiologist, surprised and fascinated by the big roles of the small microbes that they play in the global biogeochemical cycles, including the production and consumption of greenhouse gases. My PhD research is about the nitrogen cycle in the ocean, and our discovery of unexpected functional and phylogenetic diversity of microbes really changed our view and estimate of the marine nitrogen budget. Given the importance of microbes to our environment and climate, I will focus on the quantitative prediction of microbial evolution and ecology in the context of climate and environmental changes during my postdoc at Yale. And my long-term goal is to improve the biogeochemical estimates by adding the microbial components to the predictions. I very look forward to meeting you at Yale.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yong Zhou. I'm working with Professor Carla Stever and the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology. I'm from China and got my PhD in Ecosystem Science and Management from Texas A&M University. I'm broadly interested in how soil biogeochemical cycles respond to global changes. I'm grateful to be a Hutchinson Environmental Fellow. And with this fellowship, I will study methane emissions from termite mounds across African savannas.